Hi friends, I'm Rajathi from We Are Learn Today. So today we are discuss about C programming. So these are the contents we are going to see in today's class. So first, why learn C as a first programming language, and then introduction of C language, history of C, facts about C, features of C, my first C program, and then C tokens. So these are the topics we are going to cover today. So these are the some example of programming language. So there are plenty of programming languages are available like C, C++, Java, VB, JavaScript, PHP, Python. So these are the some examples of programming languages. So before get into the topic, we have to know why learn C as a first programming language. So the reason behind is C is the only programming language that exists for such a long period and still it is wide used. So C is the basic of many other programming languages like C, C++, Java, JavaScript and PHP. So this is the reason we have to study C as the first programming language. Okay. So so first introduction, C is a general purpose, high level language and structured programming language. That is, it was originally developed by Dennis Ritchie and C was originally first implemented on DEC PDP 11. So the expansion of DEC PDP is nothing but Digital Equipment Corporation Programmed Data Processor. So this is the computer named DECPDP11. So he is the man, Dennis Ritchie, is created a C programming language by using this DECPDP11 computer. Okay, in 1972. So before we have to learn some languages mean, first we have to know the history of that language. Okay, so these are the years and these are the languages version and this is the founder name. So in 1960, Algol was created by international group and the Martin Richard created BCPL languages in 1967 and 1970 B languages were created by Ken Thomas and then after that C was created by Dennis Ritchie in 1972. So after that the versions are going on. So the latest version of the C is released on December 11, 2020. So the version name is C2X. So in this topic we are just focusing on C languages. So facts about C. C was invented to write an operating system called UNIX. So UNIX is nothing but Uniplex Information Computing System. It was OS, totally written in C. So today's most popular Linux OS and RDBMS MySQL have been written in C. So the most popular language Linux OS, RDBMS and MySQL have been written in C. So we have to know what is operating system. So these are the some examples of operating system. So Windows, Linux and Windows XP, these are the operating system which is used in our laptop or system. So if you are using the mobile means, if you are using the Android mobile means the Android OS was your operating system, and if you are using the Apple mobile means that it was Mac OS. So this is the features of C. So first, C is a simple and efficient one, and it is portability, which means it runs on different operating system. So we can run C by in a Ubuntu system also and Windows also. So C was a structured programming language and it's more powerful which means it's faster than basic. Basic is nothing but is another programming language. So C has rich libraries, which means it has some inbuilt functions and inbuilt libraries. We can also create our own functions too. So it is syntax based language, middle level language, and existence of library, and it's a more popular language, and finally it have some modularity. So first, if you are writing C program means you have to consist the following parts. So first, preprocessor command, functions and variables, statements and expressions, and finally commands. So for better understanding, let's see one example. So this is the example. Um, if you are writing in a C program means you have to save with .c extension. Okay. So this is the header file. Hash include stdio.h. This is called as preprocessor, and this is int main function. And after that, this is a variable declaration, and this is statements and expressions. So comments. If your comment is nothing but it's simply ignored by a compiler when program is run. Okay, so this comment is only for the user understand. If you have a multi-line command means you have to use this symbol slash star and end with star slash. If you have a single line command means you can use this way, double slash is enough. Okay, so this is the output for this particular program. And then we are moving to about C tokens. So C tokens we have keywords, identifiers, constant, string, operators and special symbol. Let's see one by one. So first, C tokens keywords. So keywords are nothing but the following list shows the result words in C. All keywords are in lowercase only. Okay, these resort words may not be used as constant or variable or any other identifiers name. For example, if you want to declare some variable for int a or int b means you can use int a b c like this way, but you should not use these keywords as a variable. Okay. So this is example for the C tokens. These two are keyword in this program, float and return. So the float is used to declare a float variable and return is used to return an integer type value. So next we are just discuss about identifiers. C identifiers refers the name in C program. For example, variable, functions, arrays, structure, union, label, and etc. An identifier can be composed of letters such as uppercase, lowercase letter, underscore, digit, but the starting letter should be either an alphabet or underscore. So, identifier combination of alphanumeric character. So we have to know the identifiers rules. Then only we can declare it easily. So an identifier can only alphanumeric character, which is small a to capital Z, capital A to capital Z, and 0 to 9 digits, and underscore. An identifier's name must be unique. So which means you cannot use int A. But you can declare the variable int small a, int capital A, because it is not a case sensitive. Okay, so the first character must be alphabet and underscore. Cannot use keyword as an identifier. and it must not contain white space. And finally, it's a case sensitive, which means the small a is not equal to capital A. Both are the different one. So these are some examples of C tokens. So these are some valid identifiers. This is the invalid identifiers. So this is started with alphanumeric. So this first three is started with the alphanumeric. So it's a valid one. We can start using underscore. So this two is valid one, and we can start with the letters. So this is a valid one, and numbers we can use after that character. So it is also valid one. So here 1x, it begins with a digit, so it's an invalid one. And character, we should not use keyword as a variable, identifiers and constant, so it's an invalid one. And x plus y, here the plus is a special character, so these three is invalid one. Okay, likewise the other example for the identifiers. So these are the example for identifiers. A comma B is identifier for this program. So float is a keyword. So totally two identifiers are used in this program. So next, constant. Constant, we can also call this as a literals. So constants are like a variable, except that the value never changes during the execution once defined. So constant in C are fixed values that are used in a program, and its value remains the same during the entire execution of the program. The constant are also called literals, and it can be any of data types. It is considered best practice to define constant using only uppercase. This is not a necessary. Say they just suggest us to use uppercase. So this is the syntax. Const is a keyword, and this is a data type, and you can give the constant name. Okay. So this is the examples of the constant. So this is the constant we are used. Const is a keyword. This is a data type. Int and side is a constant name. So the practice, we have to use constant as a uppercase letter, and we have just declared size 10. So during this program, we can't change the this value. Side equal to 10 is a constant variable. We cannot change during the program. So this is the examples of define and constant. So hash define is used to store a constant value that cannot be changed during the execution of program. The same constant is used to store a constant value that cannot be changed during the execution of the program. This is a preprocessor directive because it started with a hash. Okay, and this is a C++ statement, also is a C statement. So does not allocate a memory area for the value if you are using the hash define. But if you are using the const, means it allocate a memory area for a value. This area cannot be changed during the execution. The compiler replaces every occurrence of the defined constant and with its value. The compiler treats every constant as any variable, but it does not change its value. So this is the main difference between the hash defined and constant. Okay. So next we are just moving to types of constant. So these are the some types under the constant. So in the constant we have divided into secondary and the primary constant. So secondary constant is nothing but pointer, area, pointer, array, string structure, union, enum. So this array, pointer, string structure, these are the some big topics, big area. It has some separate chapter also. We will discuss in next video. Okay. So in a primary, we are just divided into numeric and non-numeric. In non-numeric, we have a single character. So in it is enclosed with single quotes, and in a numeric we have integer and real. So in an integer we have decimal, octal, hexadecimal. In real we have fixed and scientific. Let's see one by one. So first, integer constant. The number with no fraction part are called integer constant. So C accepts integer in three numbering system, that are decimal, octal and hexadecimal. When an integer has no prefix, means C consider it as decimal. For example, 15. Okay. So when it has 0 prefix, then C is considered as a octal. For example, 015. So 0 in a prefix we have. So this is called as octal number. When it has 0x as a prefix, then it will be considered as a hexadecimal integer. For example, 0x15. This is hexadecimal value. So further we have to know the rules to write a integer constant. So no space and commas are allowed. It can be positive, negative, but by default it is positive. So no fraction part is allowed in integer constant. So these are the some examples of integer constant. 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a valid one, and this is invalid because it must not have comma. And this is a valid one. So plus is nothing but it's optional. By default it is considered as a positive. Okay. So here the space is present. So this is invalid. This is valid one. So this is a sign is minus is one of the sign, negative. So this is invalid because fraction part is not allowed. So minus 045 is invalid because negative octal are not allowed. And then this is a valid one, and this is also valid one. And this is invalid because octal number must have digit combination of from 0 to 7 only. 8 is here. So this is invalid. So how they identify this is a octal? So we have 0. So by default it is understood by this is a octal. So that's why in octal means it should be combination between 0 to 7. So this is an invalid one, and then this is also invalid because negative is not allowed in hexadecimal. And also this is an invalid. Hexadecimal consists must be prefix 0x. Okay. So this is the example of integer constant. So int x, y, z, x456 it treated as decimal, and this is octal, and this is hexadecimal because we have 0 here. So this is octal, we have 0x, so this is treated as a hexadecimal. So if this is the representation, so percentage 0 is to represent in octal. For hexadecimal you can use percentage x or percentage capital X. So percentage D is used for decimal. Okay. So this is real constant. The number contains fractional part like 99.25 are called real or floating point constant. A real constant is an approximation of a real number. It can be positive, negative or 0. So integer constant is nothing but it's a whole number. Okay. Um, but in a real constant means it has some fraction part. So if this is called as real constant. So it has decimal point or exponent. If no sign is present, the constant is assumed to be non-negative. So real constant is divided into fractional and the exponent. And fractional is divided into decimal part and fractional part. And the exponent have Mantesia part and exponential part. Okay. So next, string constant. This string is nothing but the sequence of character enclosed in a double quotes, and they may include letter, digits, special characters and blank space. It is again to be noted that the double quoted G and single quoted G are different. Okay, because if double quoted G is represented as a string and it is enclosed with a pair of double quotes, whereas the single quoted is represented as a single character. Okay, if you are putting anything into the double quotes, mean whether it's a sequence of character or single character, it doesn't matter. If you are enclosed, if you are using and enclosed with a double quotes, mean this is considered as a string. Okay, so for that so these are the some special characters available in C, comma, and dot is called period and semicolon. In every in a so C program we have end with a semicolon. So and then colon and then question mark, single quote, double quotes. So these are the some special characters available in C. Okay, Ampersand is used to get the address. So star is used to multiplication, and also we can use this in a pointed variable. So we will see in operators in that we can see detailed. Okay. So these are the some backslash character. So in normally we are using slash n slash t. Slash n for new line and slash t for horizontal tab, slash v for vertical tab, and slash b for backspace, slash a for bell alert, and slash double quotes. So if you are using the printf statement, means so printed statement it's nothing but if you want to print some outline means you have to give in that in a printf statement. So if you want to print double quote, means you have to use slash double quote and slash apostrophe slash question mark slash backslash. So this is a null character. In every string the last character will be a null character, and finally carriage return is slash r. So these are the corresponding ASCII value. So this is finally so mostly we are using the slash n and slash t in a program. These two is mostly used. Okay. So that's about introduction of C. So next I will post about what is data types in C and operators in C and pointers, arrays, structure. So we will see one by one video. Okay. I hope you will understand this video. Thank you for watching.